All right, says I'm live. Hi guys, it's Alan. It is approximately almost 1 in the morning, and I just thought I'd do this. I just moved into a new place, and in Salem, Oregon, and I just wanted to touch base. I am what Alan Brewer Nielsen, and I'm what they call a targeted individual. I don't know how many years it's been. I just know that I've had a side pain for 30 years, and it wasn't until I've had the V2K started in that I even heard of targeted individuals, and I didn't know what it was that we were being messed with. And it's just for all these years, for 30 years, I had this side pain right here, and no doctors or nothing told me what it was. And then about 4 years ago, I started getting the sounds through the wall and underneath, and FBI surveillance van on the Wi-Fi on the computer, and somebody messing with my phones and my computer. As a TI, this is the most common stuff that happens to us. We don't know what it is or why anybody's doing this, but we just know that somebody's messing with us for some ungodly reason. Hey, Tanya, how are you doing? I know, I just saw you on the other one. I wish I could follow. I just couldn't follow all the technical stuff. So it's good to see you. Anyway, I just got my thing going here. How are you doing, Tanya? I saw Kyle's thing. You were on there earlier, weren't you? Okay, good. It was good to see Kyle had his thing on, and then I think Bobby, that's her name, and then on SH&P. So she's really good. She's smart when it comes to all that technological. SH&P, for other TIs that are watching, maybe in a later date, she does a very good technical thing on figure out who's. Wouldn't you say, Tanya? She helps you look in your background of your computer to find out what groups are targeting you. She can look at the way the phone lines are or the digital setup to find out. Yeah, she is very smart. And that way you can look back and see who all is following you as far as targeting your experience, what you're going through. I don't know all the details of what that means, if they're part of life insurance and they're trying to cash in on it, or if it's the whole, they can look through your senses and almost like you're an avatar and they're living through you, through your everyday experience, through your eyes and ears and all this. Kind of like the V2K people at the fusion centers are doing. So they have that ability, I guess. Although I haven't seen Wayne in a while. Have you, Tanya? I just haven't seen him on Australia. So I just haven't seen him. He does his own thing. So anyway, in my own story, I know that for 30 years. Well, I just know on my Tanya, when I moved in the very first night, they called the police on me. Have they set your new home? I don't know about setting. I just know my mom bought it. And on the first night of being here, I went out to go check the mail at midnight, which is just 3 doors down that way. And so they would have maybe 2 minutes walking. I didn't have my key to the mail, so I just came right back. And just in that 2 minutes of walking there and coming back at midnight, they already called the police. So first time ever in my life where they didn't know who I was. It's in a trailer area, and it's kind of, they have a thing you have to punch in to get in. So kind of a trailer park. So no, it's, now that I know what it is, you know what's a funny thing, Tanya? One good thing, there's probably a couple. I don't have to talk to my brother Dale anymore because he was an ass. So that's gone. And I mean, that's a good thing because he was always just taking everything from me. So that's a good thing. It might sound bad, but it's a good thing. But the other thing is, since I was about 14, 15, I was studying, of all things, for the ministry, Pentecostal, to be a minister evangelist. But then that's when I started getting this side pain. It was probably about 1986, 87. I had broken my arm in football. Yeah, I have a code to get in. So it's just like if anybody, like, they delivered a freezer today or yesterday, not today, but yesterday, and said they had to get a code, and it's my mom's place, so it just allowed me to in. So it worked out really good. But for 30 years, I didn't know I was getting what that was. I was just a constant side pain for 30 years, since about 1986, 87. And I kind of toughed it out for about 8 years. It just, once in a while it would. Then it progressively got worse over the years. And about when I was 28, I finally was able to get some help with this pain medication on the side. And they sent me to specialists like they're supposed to. And that's what the specialist sent me up with OxyContin. But in all those years, nobody told me what the side pain was. When I take the shirt off, there's an area like the capillaries are a little bit burst. Even through the skin, you can see a bit of an outline of where the capillaries are around, and this whole area is like necrotic tissue. And I didn't know what caused it, or rib cage, spleen, heart issue. Just a chronic pain. And over the years, it's evolved into just a chronic pain, whatever it was. But I never heard of DEWs, and nobody told me what it was or what it could be. But then I started getting all this stuff, and V2K, I didn't know what that was even. It was called, I just know there was voices, two regular people, and then the electronic shocks. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then I found out about other people getting it, targeted individuals, and then the White House. And I looked at James Lyko, and he had a video of President Obama's White House bioethics. And that shows a whole room full of people at the White House going through similar stuff of what I'm going through right now. Voice to skull, V2K, the electronic jolts, remote neural monitoring. You can hear the people yapping. Even if you're quiet and you're thinking of Scooby-Doo surfboarding, if you don't say anything about it, and you even say the word Scooby-Doo surfboard or surfing, you just have the thought, and you can hear them talking about, Scooby-Doo surfboarding in Hawaii. And they can literally read your mind. So that's where they are in their technology. On 60 Minutes, they were pretending like they're getting closer to being able to read thoughts and what those thoughts are. But no, we know that they're already there. They've been there for years now. They are targeting. You're right, Tanya. They're totally targeting. For anybody, look at James Lyko, you can see, or 131 Kimber, or 2012 targeted individual evidences. And there's like a few groups. I don't know, Tanya, if they have what they have in Australia. I know they have some groups for targeted individuals of Australia. But I know in Europe they have Catherine Horton. They have Ikator with Melanie Vishram or something like that. Melanie Vishram. And she talks to Ramola D a lot. But in the United States, we have PACs, People Against Covert Technologies. We have Ella Free, has her YouTube chats and interviews targeted individuals. So PACs, Targeted Justice, Ikator again, and then one ICAACT with Jesse Beltram. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he used to do the remote, the radio frequency monitor with an electronic, whatever they're called, to see if any electronic signals are coming off your body, which normally you obviously wouldn't have unless you have this technology coming out of like an implant. So, yes, Yes, you're right, Tanya. A lot of people on Facebook are targeted individuals. They've literally have got 4 or 5 American Justice, not American Justice, Targeted Justice, American Targeted, or something. There's some different groups that are coming out now. Targeted in Massachusetts with Frank Allen. There's about 3 or 4 just off the top of my head that I know. Ella Free's probably my favorite. And then there's Targeted Justice. There's PACS, People Against Covert Technologies, ICATOR. I don't go on Facebook myself unless if something comes up in my mail about Targeted Justice or other TI groups I'm a part of. Then I'll take a look and see what's going on. So, and I haven't seen Wayne in a while. So I used to get little things, so maybe I missed it. So, but it was nice to see Kyle today. So, what I'm wondering, Romola D is great. She interviews a lot of people, and one of the things that was interesting, this is not about TI stuff right here, but she was looking at the World Health Organization. They were talking about the pandemic, and she was showing something from one of their previous guides where they admitted they planned, and I think you can look it up on Romola D and look for the word pandemic. And it's them saying that they were going to have a deliberate release of a pathogen that was going to come out in September, and it would be out and done. It'd be fully on its way by September of 2020. And I don't know if it started in 2008 or 2005, but just look it up, and maybe that'll help understand whether it's this was really what, an accidental thing or a deliberate thing or something that the WHO had known and had plans about. Push the bell again. Push the bell? Oh, I see. For Wayne. Okay, maybe that might work. I used to get Next Level. I haven't seen him in a while. Or Sherry's Reviews. Oh, if you don't push the bell within 2 weeks, they won't send anything. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. That I didn't know. So I'm not sure what to make of it. Anyway, for 30 years, I didn't know what was causing my side pain. And it wasn't until I started getting the V2K, along with the jolts, and finding out about targeted individuals. And then I went to Portland, Oregon, which is just an hour from me here in Salem, and meeting people who are going through this just like me. And then they talked about direct energy weapons, where they use this wireless technology to shock people, and it makes for, if you have it can be like an instant headache. If it's a heart they're targeting, they can make it feel like a heart attack. So, and I've had that for 30 years. I've not had actual heart attacks, but I didn't know what it was. But just a constant toward now, it's like it's part of it is necrotic tissue on the side. So, and now I put those things together. So it's weird because I'm from a little town called Dallas, Oregon, and at least now finding out, never got in trouble. Police have always been fine, and the people at City Hall were fine until this happened. Then I found out people are doing the weird things, and then that's when you just realize, after seeing speeches like in Portland, Oregon, and then find out you're a targeted individual with DEWs, directed energy weapons. A lot of people have gone off YouTube. Cooked over heat, mind, and cooked liver, other parts off body. Cook spin too. I didn't quite get that. Cooked over heat, mind, and cooked liver, other parts of the body. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Heat mind and cook the liver, other parts of the body. And when I'm thinking cooking, I was literally thinking of cooking But yeah, they're cooking. They're frying your brain, your organs, your liver, your kidney, and then you can get these electric shocks. Just boom, boom. And I don't know about you, Tanya, but there's enough people in Australia that there's quite a few TIs. I think another one was the guy that was friends with I forget his name right now. Um, but anyway, there's quite a few ones in Australia too, and it's all over the world. So I wonder, after Bill Clinton admitted the spying, that would be horrible. Microwave weapons, that's all of it. It's The thing is, in the United States in '95, Bill Clinton admitted that the government previously did this to our own citizens and apologized and acted like, well, as if to say they'll never do it again. But then in 2011 and 2012, you know, the White House had their own. Out of pressure, they finally opened the doors for targeted individuals. Thereby, in 2011 and 2012, so they admit by opening the doors, they admit that because of pressure, it's such a huge, disastrous, evil things going on. And they have Amy Goodman from the University of Pennsylvania president, and Anthony Fauci's wife, Dr. Christine Grady, is one of the chairs of the Bioethics Commission. Now, I don't know if it's her husband was in charge of 85 to when AIDS was starting up. He was in charge of understanding it and hopefully finding a vaccine for AIDS. But it's been 35 years and it's still here. No vaccine. But they put him in charge of trying to find one for a brand new illness that nobody's heard of, this coronavirus. And they seem to hope within a year and a half, they kind of almost seem to make a promise, but I don't know how he could think that when it's been 35 years and AIDS still doesn't have a vaccine. Why would he think that he could, unless they already had a previous knowledge about this illness before it came out to the public? I don't think it was ever stopped on. This type of torture, they just changed the name. That's the truth. This is psychological. It's physical with it's technological. It is amazing. And you think with America, normally very proud of itself being a Christian nation, and yet they allow this. And I come from a little religious conservative town, and there's no way in the world you would think that a town like Dallas, which has so many churches and the whole, that they'd be part of something like this. But here they are. It's not like anybody in the few years has come up to me and said sorry or admitted anything. And same with you, Tanya. You probably had the same stuff in Australia. So it's been like 3 to 4 years with the major stuff, V2K and all the extra stuff, but it could have been up to 30 years when it comes to the directed energy weapons. Just the side pain and not knowing what it was in all those years. It's not like my doctors ever told me. And they are the worst when it comes to this. Just the idea of it. Especially doctors. Doctors already make plenty of money for what they go through, and they do. The people in the government, police, they make a lot more money. They have dangerous jobs sometimes. They just do. But the idea of taking otherwise innocent people and just torturing them and trying to get them to off themselves, and then taking life insurance out on these people, where they think 60 to 70% of them are women. I don't know if that's true, but that's been floated around. Yeah. These doctors that are doing this, I don't know what they're thinking, but anybody that would do something like this is evil. It's not like they had a bad day. The normal when we consider somebody doing something dumb or evil, it's the examples we think of are a drunk driver who does something, or somebody loses their temper once and does something, evil. But in this thing, it's every day people waking up, being paid to do this. B2K and all this and zapping every day for a year, 2 years, 3, 4 years, and on and on. It's literally being paid, our town's paying somebody to torture us. So they can't blame it on, oh, well, we didn't know what we were doing. It was accidental because that's their job. And to think that this is, that's what I was thinking, Tanya. I think it is. I don't know. And it's weird because TIs will look back and say, well, the reason I was picked to be you is because of political action or pissing off somebody. And I don't know if that's a reason. It could be, but it could be they just want to use us as guinea pigs. I know for myself, I never got involved in political activities or writing mean stuff on, you know. So there wouldn't be any reason for anybody, but they still put me in it. So I think that I was just a guinea pig. So yeah, they need to cut their dirty money off. That's exactly it. But it's weird because in the U.S., even the day before 9/11, on 9/10, Donald Rumsfeld was at the podium giving a speech on how there's an additional 2 to 3 trillion. I think the word wasn't, well, it certainly wasn't billion. I think it was like $1 trillion missing, and people don't know where it's from, where it went to, and all that money, all those billions and hundreds of billions, if not trillions, and we have no idea. Well, now we know. So what some of that money has been used for, creating this problem, having it compartmentalized with different doctors working on different sections, and then when they put it together, then this is what they came up with. Well, thank you very much, Tanya. I hope so. So, but I just like you, I want to, like all of us, we're just trying to warn people, and the ones that are doing this, hopefully make them feel a little shitty, or a lot shitty. So I appreciate your kindness, Tanya. It's yeah, only us other TIs know about what we're going through. So it's just nice that we have each other, all the other TIs to relate to, like Kyle and all the other meetings and everything. So that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I wish I could show the place. It's kind of a nice little place here, but it's not. What time is it over there in Australia? Is it pretty late? It's like, going about 1:18 in the morning here. I know there's quite a time difference, but I don't know. Yes, Kyle is amazing. And what's nice is that people will go in to have the chat with him. Oh gosh, it's already 8:17 p.m. Oofta. I knew there was a jump, but I didn't know how much. But it's just like, oofta. I know it's a long trip to fly over there, so that'd be too much. I wonder though if people, when they do, if they do fly to a different country, if the targeting, I've heard it doesn't stop, but I didn't know if it was from one country to another. So you don't sleep much? All of them, yeah. I always take a couple Tylenol PMs every night, something with diphenhydramine. It's like an allergy medicines or Benadryl, and that'll help you get sleepy. Hopefully, it works for me. But again, if they're zapping you through the middle of the night, then that's another issue. So, yeah, it is about 1:30 in the morning here, getting close. Oh, okay. Oh, you live there. I had the idea it was Australia. But you used to live in Australia? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. And but yeah, it's just going through it a bit too much. So yeah. So can you follow that SHP where the technological stuff? Mm. Okay. So Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah. Yeah. So I know your family went through the whole thing like that too. So I think it's kind of quite a thing, isn't it? So, so, well, I'll probably myself. Oh, I didn't know that, Tanya. No, I didn't know that. Nope. I remember you talking about some of them. Yeah, going through the whole aspect of what some of them had to go through. So that's just a nightmare. I'm just amazed at how good you turned out, just being nice and compassionate to everybody. So, you know, yeah. Yeah, my own brother did it to me. Not my cousins, but my own brother. He was my roommate in Dallas, so he had all this going. So it's pretty bad when family gets involved and does this to you too, doesn't it? Well, Tanya, I got my Tylenol PMs kind of kicking in, so I'll probably get some sleep here. Yeah, I would get upset after that. My own brother did that to me. Yeah, I was looking at Wi-Fi, and it had FBI surveillance van on my Wi-Fi, and I asked him about it, and he acted like, "Oh no, people do it all the time," and so it's like, no, and then you found out, and then all this, and I ended up, you know, falling off a roof after getting out the window, and then breaking my bones, and had to learn to walk again because of this program. But still, when I was learning to walk again, it's not like anybody from Dallas ever came up out of remorse or honesty and never said what was going on. So very kind of conservative, very proud of their religious conservative town, but then they can do something. So it's kind of like it kind of puts a different aspect to it as far as how I view them. So, well, my friend, it's about 1:30. I'll probably call it a night just because I got up around noon. Thank you, Tanya. You're the best. I was so glad going on that video and just seeing, oh, Tanya Bauer. So it's just good to see you. All right, love you, honey. I'll see you in the next couple days on this chat or another one, okay? Yeah, they are. These little ones are. You think they'd be better than that just because they are, especially if you're raised in them, but they're just not. So I didn't think they would do something that evil, but they are. So, all right. Good night, hon. I'll see you in a couple days, okay? All right. Night. All right. Love you too, hon.